We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it. Our ambitions don't fit into headlines or highlight reels. So if you thought we arrived,
Two more for Boston.
now you know. We're not here for the moment. We're here for the takeover.
Caitlin Clark didn't just hit the weight room this offseason. Apparently neither did the Indiana Fever's marketing department, because they've come out swinging harder than anyone expected in the past few days. The Fever dropped their newest media blitz, Now You Know, and Subtlety. Yeah, they tossed that out the window. This isn't just a campaign, it's a mic drop moment.
We love to see a good clapback, right? And no one does that better than Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever are taking no prisoners this season, and they have just launched their new marketing campaign with the tagline, Now You Know.
Let's be blunt, the Fever have had enough. They're done smiling politely, while the rest of the WNBA pretends Caitlin Clark isn't the league's biggest draw. They're done letting the league push bland, watered-down narratives that ignore who's really packing the seats and driving the headlines. This campaign is as close to a declaration of dominance as you'll find, and it's laced with attitude. The message is loud and clear. Indiana is the epicenter of women's basketball now, and if that bothers you, then good. And if you're part of the Fever revolution, comment Fever Show down below. Let's go.
Our road games sound like home games because our fans don't ask for permission to dunk.
The Now You Know rollout is not a shy whisper. It's an in-your-face, bold celebration of what every basketball fan already understands. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever aren't just part of the conversation, they are the conversation. If you've been keeping up with the snide remarks and subtle digs thrown at Clark and her supporters over the last year, then this new approach feels like payback served cold, and fans they're here for.
Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is. It's too late to be scared.
When I first saw the new campaign, my mind immediately flashed to that legendary monologue from Christopher Walken and Pool Hall Junkies. You know, the one, the Lion King of the jungle keeps quiet while the hyenas yap and the jackals pick at scraps until finally the lion wakes up and it's carnage.
I saw this thread on Twitter. I was shocked by it. I was pleasantly shocked and surprised. I thought it was so cool and so savage.
That in a nutshell is what's happening with Indiana. All last year, they were clearly the biggest draw in the league. Nearly half the WNBA's broadcast value came from Fever games. Teams moved their matchups into NBA arenas just to host Caitlin. But how did the league and the media respond? With disrespect, passive-aggressive shots, and endless downplaying of Clark's impact.
That's the worst part of all this, is the new fans are sucking the f***ing life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth. You are right. You are right, new fans. There has never been more viewership because of Caitlin Clark. There's never been more attention. They're doing 40 minutes on First Take about Caitlin Clark. They never did that before, as Monica McNutt called out.
The Fever took it on the chin for a while. They didn't fight back right away.
You're right. But you know what there was in the WNBA last year and the years prior? There was other storylines. There was joy. There was talk of competition. There was talk of what was actually happening on the court.
They kept it professional, but not anymore. That silence is over. The passive era dead. This year, nearly every single Fever game is being broadcast nationally. Their preseason tickets vanished in minutes, 15,000 gone just like that. And with Stephanie White now coaching and a roster fully stacked around Caitlin Clark, this team isn't just relevant, they're championship hungry, they're loaded, they're ready, and they're not asking for permission anymore.
Such a stark difference from what we saw from the Indiana Fever and essentially the entire WNBA last season. I feel like the Indiana Fever last season were a team that just went to work, didn't say much, just let their on-court play speak for itself. Like, they were at the center of all of the drama within the WNBA. Like, everybody was coming after the Indiana Fever and coming after their fans, and they really just didn't.
This pushback from Indiana isn't half-measured or cautious. It's full volume, unapologetic, and calculated. Now You Know isn't some corny marketing stunt. It's a declaration of war on mediocrity. It's Indiana standing up and saying, we're not just here to participate, we're here to take over.
Some say we arrived because the world knows our name. Now you know, that was never the destination. From the court to the culture, we own the moment. We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it.
The newest campaign video is pure fire. It drips with swagger. Last season's tame PR strategy has been replaced with raw energy, owning every ounce of hype without flinching. This isn't just about defending Caitlyn from media slander anymore. This is Indiana grabbing the spotlight with both hands and refusing to let go. They're saying, "We're not waiting for validation, we are the standard." And if you thought they were going to be polite about it, think again.
Road games sound like home games, and our fan base doesn't ask for permission to show up and dominate.
Our road games sound like home games. That's not just clever copywriting, that's a jab right at every other team that wishes they had the kind of crowd fever games pull in. It's a reminder that wherever Caitlyn Clark plays, the building belongs to Indiana. And when they say be unapologetic, it's a direct middle finger to the gatekeepers who try to shame fans for being too new, too loud, or not W enough. They're telling those fans to stand tall and keep standing.
And they just decided to lean into it. They're like, oh yeah? Our fans are loud. So what? Now what? Now you know.
No. You're right. Because the backlash was stupid. It was stupid. A bunch of crybaby bullies is how I refer to them. A bunch of crybaby bullies who are either crying or trying to bully you around their crying. Crybaby bullied their way around the Fever all last year when the Indiana Fever, specifically Caitlyn Clark, is the best thing that's ever happened to women's basketball, the WNBA, and really women's sports in general. And anyone who says otherwise is out of their mind.
And the beauty of it all, every word is backed up by facts. This campaign is a love letter to the Fever faithful, those fans who packed arenas, bought jerseys, set viewership records, and were still told they weren't real WNBA supporters for a year. They were mocked, dismissed, and condescended to. Now they're being celebrated as the league's MVP. This isn't just about marketing, it's about rewriting the narrative. The Fever are turning the hate into a badge of honor. They're owning it, wearing it, and weaponizing it.
What I also think is hilarious is that they took that a step further. So if you go to the team store, the Indiana Fever's team store, you will see that they have a brand new t-shirt that they are selling. And that t-shirt says, "Every game is a home game." And then on the back, it says, "Now you know," with a sold out banner with all of their basically schedule. It's like a tour t-shirt, and it says every game is a.
This all reminds me of what the Carolina Hurricanes did a few years ago in the NHL. Another team dismissed by the establishment until they said, "Fine, we'll just be loud and win anyway." That's exactly the vibe coming out of Indiana. And let's talk about that savage social media post of Caitlyn Clark breaking JC Sheldon's ankles. That wasn't just funny, it was a shot across the bow. It was bold, ruthless, and hilarious, the kind of viral content that tells everyone. This all reminds me of what the Carolina Hurricanes did a few years ago in the NHL. Another team dismissed by the establishment until they said, "Fine, we'll just be loud and win anyway." That's exactly the vibe coming out of Indiana. And let's talk about that savage social media post of Caitlyn Clark breaking JC Sheldon's ankles. That wasn't just funny, it was a shot across the bow. It was bold, ruthless, and hilarious, the kind of viral content that tells everyone, we're not scared to ruffle feathers. This isn't just a basketball team anymore, it's a movement.
Two went up against one another through college, and then when they got to the WNBA, JC Sheldon was the player who was guarding Caitlyn Clark. It seems like these two players, maybe they don't like each other, but when they go up against one another, there is trash talk, it gets physical, it's always just like a sight to see. JC Sheldon doesn't even play for the Wings anymore, but they use this, and people who know about this get invested because, like, okay, that was a choice. That was a choice to use this photo.
Sure, some old school WNBA fans are going to get their feelings hurt. They liked it better when everyone held hands and sang "We Are the World" at center court. But let's be real, this is professional sports. Competition sells, swagger sells, and right now nobody is selling out like the Indiana Fever. Here's what the rest of the league needs to understand: this isn't just ego, it's elevation. When Indiana rises, the bar rises with them, and they're daring everyone else to rise too. Don't like the noise, then show up louder. Don't like the wins, then beat them. The Fever are calling their shot and backing it up.
Things like this, if you're an Indiana Fever fan, you get super excited about something like this. If you're not an Indiana Fever fan, if you're, say, a New York Liberty fan or a Las Vegas Aces fan, this riles you up even more. So when you are going to these games where they are playing against the Indiana Fever, you are going to be more excited, more just amped up to see this. There are more rivalries and the competitive nature of these games are heightened because of little. Here we have today, basically clapping back at all of that and proving that they know that they are the moment, they are the Showtime team, they are the biggest team currently in the WNBA. This kind of stuff is not only good for the Indiana Fever, it's good for the entire WNBA.
We cannot be short on that pass. We can't be short on that pass. One advantage that we have is that we're long as right? So now we got to use our length. So don't make yourself small. Yeah. Great rotation. Good. Good. Right? So you got to listen. You don't go until she says go. Yeah, she could have stayed. Yep. As soon as she says go, that's when you're going.
What stands out to me is the way that everyone has spoken about DeWanna Bonner. Of course, the veteran, WNBA legend, champion, all-star, multiple times, versatile player, can defend, has length, knows how to score, and brings leadership to the locker room. She's talked about wanting to be a voice that the other players listen to. Kelsey Mitchell said they got the best vet in the world. And then Caitlin Clark said they want to win for DeWanna Bonner. When she speaks, they listen.
Only good can come out of a Stephanie White run team with Caitlin Clark. Like, I just think this is a perfect pair. And not only are they going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to make a deep run. Autumn, I know we were high on them. Are you still as high on them as we were from free agency?
I'm not switching up. I'm standing 10 toes down. I really feel like the Indiana Fever are a championship contender, considering the fact all the pieces they brought over